hiding both face and mind, and free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark.
I'm a sharpshooter at Paul's masquerade.
dancing all alone, confessing while I know, without the clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked, where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter, I post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, what else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I found an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words that to be told. I need the mask. I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it always be burning down the walls? Is there a way for me to break? I'm a sharpshooter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw.
All right, and I think
I'm a
we're good. So, I totally forgot that weekly reset was today for Destiny. I was expecting, nothing much. I was just expecting like another part of the story quest to come out. And then I saw thumbnails on YouTube and tweets about the new cinematic that's in the game, which is apparently talking about the Witness and the Veil and everything. So, I have not been spoiled yet, thankfully. The only thing that I've seen is basically the sentiment is that this is like big fat lore drop, and this probably should have been in the Lightfall story somewhere at some point. Is basically the sentiment. It's like, okay, this is cool and it's super important to the story. Why wasn't this there in the first place? But but yeah, we're gonna check that out. I don't know if the cinematic is part of the Veil quest line, or whether it's part of the seasonal quest line with with the deep dives and all that. I think it's part of the seasonal one. Wait, this is for Hawthorne. What the fuck? Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go talk to Hawthorne about fishing really quick, and I guess I can decrypt this engram that's been sitting in my inventory. But yeah, the generals, at least on like Twitter, which I know is not the best place to form coherent and like unbiased opinions about things, but I think there is a genuine sentiment among the community at large that is also being echoed by people online on like Twitter and stuff about the general state of the game, especially in regards to PvP and monetization. But if this is like substantial, like the story stuff that I'm about to do is substantial in any way, I feel like this will be a very small silver lining in the general feelings about the game. I mean, it could be worse. They could be in a position like Call of Duty is, but Alright, where are we? Oh god, it's been so long since I played this.
Hello, Guardian. Welcome.
Also, depending on how much there is to do, why does the game keep giving me fucking boots? I have so many 1810 boots, I don't even know what to do with them.
What do you think?
Are you selling anything, Banshee? I already have these. I think this is craftable, but why would you want to get that? Thanks. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't know what Hawthorne has to talk to me about fishing, but it's more important than the origins of the antagonist of the universe. So, look, I'm not going to pretend I understand why Savathun has fish on her throne world, or what could cause them to swarm. The idea is that any unusual activity in the place is worth investigating. Take your bait and rod and see if you can fish it. What the hell? There are fishing quests now. The fuck? Okay. Oh god, I have to pick up all these engrams. Oh god, what is it gonna give me? Alright, that's a heavy. That's a kinetic. That's another kinetic. Alright, I got 2 kinetics and a heavy. You love to see it. I know Riptide is like good in PvE and PvP, I think. But I don't think this is the role for any of that. First time to charm on a shotgun? That's funny. I guess let me go throw these in my vault, I guess.
In a city when I was a kid, I might never have left.
Okay. Let me go throw these in my vault, and then we'll go do the actual important things. Where's my vault at? There it is. Where's my vault space at? I'm about to have 100 more slots left. I need to throw some of this shit away. Although a lot of those slots are being taken up by duplicate weapons that I saved for the fucking harmonizers. The Iron Lords. Alright, let's get out of here. Fucking. Imagine the story quest was like tied to the fishing quest. That'd be hilarious. Like the big story stuff happening. Dude, Herm. I really like how my character looks. God, I love how acting warrior looks so much on my character, but like now my abilities are just dookie. I should probably equip Roaring Flames. It's so good. Do so much damage. Let me equip Roaring Flames. Even though I love Consecration. Alright. Now what? Hello.
I see you. You see me too? Ha, good, good. Then it is all working. You, me, this projector. Even if we sometimes falter.
This is how technology works.
There is a war building in Sloane's eyes. One that Zivu Arath will exploit, as she did with Osiris. Savathun wore his face, but it was Zivu Arath who took his light. Her whips drove him into a frenzy, lured him into danger, forced Sagira's sacrifice, and left him to die.
I forgot that's how that happened.
Now she twists my thoughts into thorns, draws out the faces of the suffering Elixni into my dreams. She whispers that I took pleasure in their pain. I see their eyes as they died by my hands, and they see me. She does not lie. She challenges what you hold as a strength. Osiris's ambition, my protection, Sloane's duty. I have felt how the right word, the right face, can incite one to violence. But I have changed. What she has taken, it will not break me. Sloane is no warrior of glass, but the war within her. Even stone crumbles under enough strife. Stay with her, Guardian, as I should have with Osiris. We must offer her what support we are able, even if she does not want it.
Okay. Very impassioned speech there by C14. Alright. Do I have any engrams? No. Huh. Yeah, I probably should have read that, but defeat Hathrek the glass ward weird? Whatever. In the last sector at Saffron Stoneworld. Huh. Okay. I was expecting a deep dive again, but I guess not. What is the point of doing these over and over again? Unless I haven't actually done all of them, which might be the case. That's for fishing. Where does it want me to go again? Not the sepulcher. Where? There's like 2 lost sectors here. Which one does it want me to go to? I wasn't paying attention. I'm dumb. Extraction, lost sector. Where the hell is that? Oh, it's right there. I'm dumb. I'm assuming the thing, the quest dialogue at the table there was Drifter telling us to go here for some reason. I can't wait to sweep business all these at level enemies. It's gonna be great. Oh, that's menacing. It's either been a very long time since I've heard this music, or I've never heard it before because I've never been paying attention. Because this is like some imposing ass shit. Where do I... What the hell? It's not over there. Isn't it over here? Yeah, it's this way. Why is this shit lying to me? Oh, I fucked up. Alright, well. The Guardian's worst enemy, gravity. I mean, is this even really necessary? I don't think it is. I kind of wish there was like a mini gun archetype for heavy machine guns. Just so I could have sweet business and this equipped. Because I feel like on the slower firing machine guns, Actium Warrig doesn't actually reload it as fast. which is weird because you would expect the opposite. Hello. Well, there we go. Alright, what did that change? Oh, I changed this. There we go. Am I supposed to go this way? I guess I am. Unless it's this way. Alright, good thing I didn't go in there. I think that goes somewhere else. Die. I forgot they gave it explosive ammo. Ow. Alright, I think that one's done. I don't even know if I'm actually going the right way. I'm assuming I'm supposed to go in there, but we'll see. I might be stupid. That one's done. I missed everything because I threw it out the floor like a moron. Alright, they're all done. Oh, I missed. Hammer? Thank you. Alright, I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, here you go. God, Consecration is like, I like it a lot, but Roaring Flames is just so good. You just get more damage on all your solar abilities. Makes the hammer even better than it already is. Hello. Get your ass back here, boy. Murder everybody else in here really quick. In Minecraft, alright, I think it's just the moths that are here. Give me your goddamn loot. Alright. Get rid of this. Grab that. Now go to salon. Alright, cool. Grab one of those. Ugh. All right. And back to Sloan. Yeah, I should have read that quest dialogue from Drifter, because that probably would have explained why this random ass Guardian Witch is important. Despite the fact that we've gone here a bajillion times, because this is a lost sector. But who knows? Man, if they don't bring back Wrath of the Machine, I'm gonna be very sad. But if they do bring it back and the enemies aren't the Splicer Fallen, I'm gonna be very upset. I never got to do Wrath of the Machine, so if it doesn't come back in its full like entirety, I'll be very sad. Hello, Sloan. What's up? Huh? But I didn't okay, whatever. I don't know where we got that, but it's fine. I was expecting to have to do the activity again, but I guess not. All right.
Our minds are one, linked by the darkness, but only for a moment. I must borrow Sloane's voice to speak my words. Please, heed them well.
Oh boy, here's Keksis.
Before you can confront the witness, you must understand it. The witness's first victims were once like you, struggling for survival, bolstered by hope, until their hopes became reality. They called it the Gardener, their deity of life. It ushered them into a golden age. For eons they prospered, but their newfound god never spoke to them. It lavished them with gifts, but not with guidance. And though they lived in paradise, they came to crave a greater purpose. They desired meaning, structure, a winnower, to shape the garden. Their scholars discovered that the Gardener shared a connection with another entity among the stars. They called it the Veil.
Okay.
And when they found it, they arrived to claim it. They already knew much about the light, how it could bend the laws of the universe and create life.
Okay.
But they came to realize that it could bring ruin just as easily. The cosmic events it set in motion could wipe out entire civilizations in a heartbeat, without reason.
I see.
And so they saw the light, not as a source of prosperity.
That is that weird fucking thing the witness is always holding.
Chaos. By studying the Veil, they came to know the darkness.
They played the sound, they did the
The
thing.
power that was shaped by thought and consciousness.
Uh-huh.
And in the darkness, they found the means to carve away the chaos of existence, to calcify it into a final shape.
I see.
Eternal and perfected. They brought the Veil back to the Gardener, in an attempt to strengthen their connection.
Okay.
There, they could reshape reality itself.
I see.
The Gardener would not allow it. And so it fled their world.
Probably for
But
good
they
reason.
would not be deterred.
Oh lord.
Having witnessed the truth in the darkness, they used its binding power to merge themselves
Oh my god.
into the salvation they craved.
Oh.
Thus began the Witness's pursuit.
Okay, that's a
Its
cool origin.
campaign to impose meaning on a meaningless universe. One that is nearly at its end.
Okay, that's a cool origin for the Witness. I'm not gonna lie. It's literally like the amalgamation of that entire civilization, like, smashed into one being. That's super cool. Well, that was enlightening. I think what I'm gonna... Hold on, let me let rest of this play out first. Oh, there she goes. Thanks, Asa, you're a real one. But, I think what I'm gonna do is, cause, Bife uploaded a video talking about this. And, he's probably gonna be talking about, like, the general, like, state of the game, probably. Like, in terms of, like, how this should have been in the game earlier. But regardless, I want to see what he has to say in terms of the lore significance. So I'll probably watch that after I play this.
Well, now we've heard what Asa had to tell us. We know our enemy better than ever.
We sure do.
To think that it all started with the need for purpose. How that need became
Yeah,
an
their
obsession.
original want is
What
not
bothers
entirely
me
a bad
most
thing.
is
But
how
then, yeah, it
much
became
I
obsession.
understand it. This mission. It's my purpose, my reason for being. My guiding light. Without it, I'm lost. I don't know who I am or what I'm supposed to do. And that lack of direction, it's harder to face than 1,000 battles. I felt the same about my previous mission when I held the line on Titan. And if I'm being honest, it feels like I failed. I survived, but for what reason? What was it all meant to achieve?
I mean, we literally saw the result of your survival
The only
like 5 minutes
answer
ago.
I've found is to learn what Asa knows.
Yeah, see?
If I can do that, it will all have been worth it.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Our link ended before Asa could explain how to get through the portal. The bond took its toll,
Okay.
but we'll both be ready again soon.
So that will probably
When
be...
that time has come and gone, then I can feel like I accomplished the mission.
So here's the very fucked up part about this. I was expecting this, like, reveal to be in the Veil quest. That's on Neptune. However, I found out that it's in the seasonal quest, which at the end of the year is going away. So why is something this story important? So the seasonal, I had seasonal stuff. Oh my god! If this were a normal video game, a normal live service game, none of this stuff would ever be taken out. I'm sorry, a normal MMO. I should say that because live service games take shit out of their games all the time. But it's usually like battle royales and shit where they just change the items in the game, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, if this were a normal MMO, like, oh my god, it sucks that all this story stuff gets taken out of the game It's so... Yeah. But yeah, it's so weird. Something that this important to the story is going to be taken out by the time the actual final shit comes out. That's so weird. I have 1 engram. Wow, that was it? Okay. So they didn't even like make you do the activity again this week. They were just like, all right, we know everybody wants to see this shit, so let's, I guess, just let them do it. Go kill a dude on the Lost Sector, I guess. I still don't understand the reason why we had to go do that Lost Sector, but that's my fault for not reading it, so. Ooh, one of these.
You never did tell me why you trust the Nine so much.
Oh, I don't. Not even a little. I trust Orin.
Orin?
Base Drifter.
Long story. The short of it is, I may have had a feeling or two for somebody a long time ago. Somebody that lost themselves along the way. But there's a little piece of her still out there. A sliver. Who still has a feeling or two for the somebody I could be. So I trust her. Because she ain't never steered me wrong. No matter how rotten I was. Because at the end of the day, maybe we gotta put our faith in something other than ourselves. Even if we're too stubborn to admit it.
I didn't expect you to put a lot of stock in faith.
And I didn't expect you to lose yours and keep moving. Guess we're all full of surprises, ain't we?
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're being genuine.
Oh, I'm always genuine. People just ain't always paying attention. For real, though, Moondust might have given me a push. Thought it'd help.
Sounds like familiar advice. Is it, though? Helping?
No joke? I think so.
Then we have that in common, too.
I can't remember the last time I saw Drifter and Zavala have an interaction. Although it was probably at some point at the beginning of the season because they were like all here, or like, yeah, at the like the first story mission with the cutscenes and whatnot. But yeah, that was a cool little thing. Also, they're just bringing up the 9 again. Oh no, I can't. Oh god, what are they gonna do with the 9? Look how pretty my aquarium looks. Do I have fish? No. I just want to check. Is there anything new at the Veil? Where would that be? Let me see. I don't know if this fast travel point is always here or only when there's new stuff. So I mean, we can come here and check, I guess. But yeah, after I check here and whether there's something or whether there's not, I'm gonna watch that by video. Alright, is there anything new over here? There is. Alright, cool.
Chioma Essie.
Siva!
Siva. Siva is a nanotech fabrication system. Intended to be used by Exodus ships to rapidly build necessary resources from base matter. Maya calls it Willa Bray's obsession, without a hint of self-awareness. But we both see the potential it poses for the future. Each nanomachine in Siva's design is an independent, thinking machine, utilizing a distributed quantum network to coordinate movement. Like a
this shit never made sense to me.
Version of Radiolaria.
Alright, well there you go, that makes more sense.
Was inspired from, if I'm being honest. But the design can be pushed. We're looking at ways of incorporating components from disabled Vex and erased exomines.
Where is this going?
If we can insulate the nanomachines from the radiation that killed the Exos, maybe their deaths won't be for nothing.
Wait. Does this really mean I'm part Vex?
Well, it's too early to jump to these conclusions.
You said that last week.
but there does seem to be some connection between the Vex and the Cloud Striders. It may explain why you and the others are able to enter the Vex network without the aid of splicers.
Can I
That makes sense.
travel?
No, let's hope not.
Okay, that's pretty good. So, if the big lore thing came from the seasonal quest, what is the conclusion of this quest going to look like? Because, like, it's not... I guess the cutscene for the season was more about the witness, and obviously the veil was mentioned, but maybe there'll be a cutscene at the end of this quest that'll be more specifically about the veil? Because I don't think, like, there was a point in the story cutscene where it was like, this is what the veil is. Da-da-da-da-da. Maybe that'll be at the end of this quest, whenever that is. Also, is there... how many steps are in this quest? 35 out of 39. So, is next week the last week? Maybe? I don't know if they add more steps every single week, or whether, like, you can see how many steps there are at the start of the season. Because I think last week it was also 39, so... which one of these do I want to grab? Probably this, right? Being amplified is good. Where there's a thing that's like, when you're amplified, your stuff is good or something. Weird. Squad goals, that's funny. Huh. This is a cool mod, actually. Whenever you have, like, the passive ability of whatever subclass you're using, and you finish somebody, your squad also gets that. That's cool. Interesting. Amplified longer when you have an arc subclass equipped. And this was... where is it? Do I want this or this? I mean, there's kind of arc stuff here, but there's also strand stuff. I really wish you could just unlock everything, because some of these only apply to certain subclasses anyway, so it's not like you're getting all these effects at once. But, I mean, I guess it's fair. Because I don't know if changing loadouts... like, if you have a loadout that has, like, arc mods, like, unlocked on this, and you switch to a loadout that has all the strand ones, but no arc ones... if, like, does your artifact change, or does it not? Because I have no idea. But, let's grab this. How many days are there? There's still 62 days, yeah, if I want to do the season pass and get all my fucking harmonizers. I should be able to do that. Also, apparently Bug Out Bag is like a decent replacement for what's it called? Callus Mini Tool if you don't have it. And it can apparently get like a better first slot perk with like subsistence or something else. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, it can roll with incandescent, so that's cool. Alright, well. Let me see. I think, okay, yeah, what I think what I'll do is, let me switch to this. Let me actually open up the video page. I'm closing the game because it's probably going to kick me while I'm watching this anyway, so. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I have the video set up, but I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, so I will be right back.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing twilight on and on, without the clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter. I lose masquerade, hiding both face and mind. I'm free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I found an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words that to be told. I need the mask. I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it always be burning down the walls? Is there a way for me to break? I'm a sharpshooter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind. I'm free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask, my disguise. Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing twilight on and on, without the clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter. I lose masquerade, hiding both face and mind. I'm free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it always be burning down the walls? Is there a way for me to break? I'm a sharpshooter at Paul's masquerade. I'm in both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask, my disguise. Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing twilight on and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter. Apple's masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I find an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words that to be told. I need the mask. I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it always be burning down the walls? Is there a way for me to break? I'm a sharpshooter at Paul's masquerade. I'm in both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. watching all along, confessing twilight lonely night, without the clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked, where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter, I ghost masquerade, hiding both face and mind. I'm free for you.
Alright, I'm back. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Whoops. I forgot the hotkeys also do stuff on YouTube. But yeah, I definitely want to see what his thoughts on the lore implications or the story implications are in regards to this cutscene. Because I think he has like a generally like unbiased is not the word, but like yeah, like his takes are like genuine and like the thoughts that he has about story implications usually like make some sense. Although obviously his word is not like gospel or anything, but I think, you know, he has, what is it, 1 million subscribers for a reason, so. But yeah, I definitely, I'm excited to watch this. How loud is this? This should be fine. See how loud his voice is? It should probably be like the same as mine.
Greetings, Guardians. My name is Byfear.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so, there's no script for this. I mean, there's a tiny bit of a script while I summarize the cutscene that we got this week. But I think I should preface this by saying that this will be more than one video.
Watching it.
This will most definitely be multiple videos following things up. And I think it's fair to also start with some actual summary of what's going on and then to lend a little bit of a voice to everything that has been said by the community at this point. So, first of all, we're going to go ahead and talk about what happened this week, and then I'm going to leave you with some thoughts at the end. If you want the no spoilers version, go ahead and play the weekly quest. It's unbelievably short. You will get to this cutscene in no time at all.
It took
with
like
all of
10
that
minutes.
Said, the cutscene is as follows, and I'm going to summarize it here as well as having it in the background.
Probably would have been shorter if I didn't
the witness,
fuck
as
around
it
the whole
turns
time.
out, is not an individual person. Before the witness, there was an entire people who, for the moment, I'm going to call the predecessors. The predecessors to the witness discovered the traveler on their world. It allowed them to grow and prosper, and they called it the Gardener. It's clear now that this is where the name within the unveiling lore mythology comes from. The Gardener, aka the Traveler, helped them bring about a golden age of prosperity on their world, much like it had with many others. It brought gifts, but not wisdom, though. The really interesting thing is that the cutscene even seems to show that the Traveler was buried in the ground of the world. I'm not sure what that implies, except for the fact that maybe these people were some of the first, or perhaps that the Traveler, due to some circumstances we still haven't learned about, was left on this world buried. Either way, with the abundance of light and life that they had somehow been gifted with, there was still something missing. Purpose. With nothing but revelry and a practical paradise to live in, they looked beyond for meaning and structure. They studied the light and knew that it could create life and growth, but they also knew that it could bring about primordial chaos and destruction without meaning, and they saw that as meaningless suffering, and they believed that they needed to control it. Their scholars eventually discovered that the Traveler shared a connection with another cosmic entity in the universe. This entity was the Veil. In the Veil, they discovered the power of the darkness. The Veil's discovery changed the predecessors and showed them the potential for purpose that they craved. Understanding that darkness was a power that could be shaped by thought and consciousness, they realized that it could finally provide them with the means to change the universe that they had so wished for. They believed that they could use the darkness to become the winnower to the Traveler's gardening. They would be able to control the chaos of the light using the power of darkness. They would be able to take light and darkness and shape the universe as they wished. They would control reality. As they resolved to control reality themselves...
So I just want to say, I love the idea of, like, the light being seen as, like, unfestering, chaotic growth. And that's the reason why, like, they want to control it, because it's like, oh, it's, like, untamed, and it kind of just does shit like that, as a distinction from, like, the light being, like, just, like, a naturally good force.
They believed that they could use these powers to mold reality into a perfect, final shape, without a need for change
They said the
by
thing.
chaos, without a need for suffering, without a need for anything whatsoever, but this perfect final shape. They moved to claim the veil, and were successful. They studied it, and they studied the power of darkness, and eventually they brought it back to their home world, bringing it close enough to the Traveler that they might link the two entities. This link would allow them to reshape reality to their desires, but the Traveler rejected the link and abandoned them. In pursuit of the final shape and the Traveler, the predecessors resolved to use the power of the darkness to merge, and thus to become the harbinger of the final shape.
It's so cool.
The being born out of this apotheosis, the collective merging of an entire people's thought and consciousness in the power of darkness, was the Witness. This explains
I love
a
it.
whole lot. In fact, it explains some of the greatest mysteries in Destiny's story. We now finally understand the origin of the Witness, that it is not an individual but an entire collective consciousness of a whole people.
Which now when you look at him, it makes sense.
That was spurned by the Traveler in their attempt to control its primordial chaos. We now also know that the Winnower and Gardener are allegories told through the mythology of the Witness's people, allegories representing control and chaos. We also understand now that the Veil and the Traveler are the two original entities as best we can understand. We do not have the original creation behind these two forces of power, but we do know that they had to exist before the Witness's people, and as a result we can understand perhaps what is first within the universe. This does, however, throw more questions from old times back into the mix.
Oh no.
The mythology of the Winnower and the Gardener created a convenient understanding of the birth of the universe. That understanding is now changed, and it's not clear what's going on anymore. The story of the unveiling may well simply be allegory for the nature in which the Traveler abandoned the people who made up the Witness. Ultimately, there are so many answers here that I can't possibly go over all of them in a single video.
No!
Simply explaining the cutscene is one thing, but combining it with everything to do with what we've learned about the Witness's people from Arsa, what we've learned about the Veil from the various logs that have been left behind by Chioma Essie, and what we now know about the Traveler and its various communications. All these are topics that I need to talk about, and will definitely be talking about for some weeks.
I will definitely be watching this.
Today, I wanted to go ahead and use this moment to voice a few thoughts.
Oh boy.
Does this cutscene answer some questions?
Yes.
Absolutely it does, and I'm glad that we finally have answers to these very important questions. But, and this is most definitely my complaint here, this season of the Deep, was completed and finished and planned before Lightfall was deployed. This was a conscious choice to separate off this particular part of the narrative into a different season and to leave people with questions. I know this is a dead horse and that I'm beating it again, but I cannot in good conscience sit here and make this video and not pretend as though this isn't something which some people are going to be incredibly frustrated by.
Yeah,
it's awesome that we have the answers, and you know what? I love the narrative that's being told here. It's got a lot of interesting places that it can go, but there is a really sour taste in my mouth after this one. I can't help but sit here and think that this is one of those moments at which the content itself is great, but the mechanism by which it's being deployed is
Yeah.
abysmal. This cutscene, this should have been one of the central pillars of Lightfall. This should have...
Yeah, this is basically the sentiment that I've been seeing online, is like this cutscene and this entire lore drop should have been part of the story of Lightfall. Instead, we got a bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with anything that was happening.
Been something that we got as a revelation, maybe halfway through the campaign, maybe in this moment where we were able to link with some powerful artifact found within Callus's possession.
I don't know,
Maybe
like
this
the
was a
fucking
moment
the
at
radio
which
master.
we interrupted something. Maybe we learned this directly from the Veil itself.
That would have been
no
cool.
No matter what, this should not have been a part of the story of Season of the Deep. This should have been part of the central plot of Lightfall.
This is true.
This created an understanding, not just of what the Veil might be, but also of what the Witness is, and why we should care.
Yeah, this is...
It helps us to understand the nature of the final shape, which creates
Bife is
stakes within the story, because now we know that the Witness is attempting to rewrite all of reality. Those are about as big stakes as you can get in Destiny. Rewriting reality is definitely something we want to keep the Witness from doing.
That's
so
bad.
we have every single reason to then stop the Witness from claiming the Veil. So yeah, you have great stakes that could have been set up there.
Yeah, that would have given, like, so much reason and, like, urgency to stop the Witness. Instead, we just got stop the Witness from linking the Veil. Why? Stop him, but why? Did shut up and do it. Which is basically the entirety of the Lightfall campaign.
More importantly, whilst it is one of those things that doesn't fully explain the nature of the Veil, it tells us enough about it to let us know that it is important, that it has been there for a very long time, that it's a primordial and mysterious force in the universe, and that it is linked and similar in a certain sense to the Traveler.
Yeah, so this is what I'm assuming. What I mentioned earlier is that this cutscene was more about the Witness, and the Veil was mentioned to a certain extent, but the Veil-specific quest at the containment place on Neptune is probably going to drop some more stuff about the Veil in specific. I wonder if we'll get another cutscene, though. I really hope we do, because if we don't, that will be like, if the dialogue is substantial enough, then that's fine, I guess, but like, I feel like for the Veil specifically, it's like maybe giving it its own cutscene like the one we got today would be a good idea.
In a weird way, the Veil being mysterious works really well if you can explain the whole point here of why the Witness is trying to actually claim it. I would have been okay with the Veil mystery being unveiled at a later date if we'd actually understood these stakes.
Yes, if we understood the stakes, the Veil not being explained would have been fine.
We understand this link and what the Witness has done and where the Witness has gone, but we at least now know why the Veil was important, and we understand what the stakes are here. This should have been in Lightfall.
Yeah.
You could still have unpacked a ton of those mysteries to do with what the Veil is, where the Witness has gone, how to follow it, in the follow-up seasons. But unfortunately, we are left in this moment with answers that should have been in our laps 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this will be a huge lesson because it is a failure. And I will reiterate for the sake of nuance here, the delivery of the content is the failure, not the content itself.
I wonder what they're gonna...
The actual writing that's been done here, the ideas behind everything, how it links into the various mythologies and rumors that we've always half understood about the Darkness, the Witness, the Traveler, the Winnower, all of these different ideas. It's excellent. It ties everything together neatly with a bow on top. But whoever decided that this should be something separated out from Lightfall and put into the Season of the Deep should not have made that decision. And I'm really sorry, but that is a decision that carries the weight of Lightfall's failure.
Yeah.
That is not something that Season of the Deep gets to take credit for. The quality of the story beat that's being told, absolutely. The delivery of that story to us 4 months after the fact, absolutely not. It is a core pillar of why Lightfall's narrative failed, and I think that it would be a dereliction of some duty of mine to sit there and talk about this cutscene without mentioning that. So yeah, that's unbelievably disappointing, and I have to be honest with this. Whilst I'm going to unpack a lot more to do with this cutscene, and whilst I'm going to be going over the revelatory significance of it over the next few weeks, I needed to say this first. This cutscene, or some variation of it, should have been in Lightfall.
Yeah, this is basically what everybody's been saying about it. Is that it's really good, but it should have been in the game like 5 months ago.
I'm sorry if you disagree with me on that, but I don't think that many of you do.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if anybody is like, no, this is fine. Or whatever. Like, it's like, yeah, most people will probably be like, yeah, this should have been in the game like forever ago.
If you do agree with me, we're going to go ahead and throw something out here, because this is a teachable moment. If you agree, leave a like on the video, just like we did when it came to the criticism and when it came to the stuff to do with the Veil. Because you know what? This is the second part to that criticism, and leaving a like here hopefully spreads this message. It is not to do with the fact that it is a bad story. It is to do with the fact that it was carved into two, when it realistically should have been served together.
Yeah.
You can't make a car by simply creating everything but for the wheels and leaving them next to the unfinished chassis and call it a day. That is kind of what it feels like. We got Lightfall and it felt like a car without wheels. It wasn't going anywhere. We now have the wheels and we understand how everything was supposed to work. But it's too late. We've all been disappointed by that car. So yeah, I'm gonna have to sit here and say that as the main thrust of this video. And it's a shame, because you know what? This should be a day when everyone is utterly blown away, and I'm sure it still is for a lot of us. But I can't not talk about that. This should have been in Lightfall. If you agree, go ahead and hit the like button. I don't think this needs to be rammed home in the same way that a lot of other criticism does, but I think that this is something we need to say as a community loud and clear when it comes to the narrative.
So, he's all talking about the failure of the mechanism at which the story is being delivered, and, you know, story being carved up and all that, but, like, I really wonder what Bungie is going to do, if anything, in regards to the seasonal model, because, like, it's very clear that there are issues with it and the delivery of the story and everything about it. It's not even getting into gameplay stuff, but yeah, I'm curious. What season was it that they said? Was it this one? Where they were going to change some of the seasonal, like, the way they did seasonal stuff? Maybe it was this one, and they, like, the thing that they changed was not having to do the fucking grid upgrading, but yeah, hopefully, yeah, because obviously, like, I'm excited. I was excited about the cutscene, and I'm sure a ton of other people were, but there's obviously the underpinning, like, feeling of, after watching it, is like, why wasn't this in the game? Like, in Lightfall, why wasn't this in the Lightfall campaign? It would have made the campaign even slightly more like anything than it was. Because, like, there was so much nothing that happened in that campaign. Oh my god.
So, if you agree, hit the like button, and if you have any thoughts of your own, leave them down below in the comments, and please do be respectful. This is still a moment of feedback, and even though this is a lesson which hopefully should be glaringly obvious to all of the developers, if there's any other critique you have, constructively leave it below. I also want to reiterate that whenever something like this comes up, there are a number of people out there in the community who needlessly harass developers. And to those people, I would like to remind you all to touch some grass and leave. Get off the internet. This is a video game, and yes, it's disappointing, and yes, it is so frustrating when things like these happen. But this is literally my job, and I'm not as angry about this stuff as you guys seem to be. So please,
it's a good
if
take.
You're sitting there and thinking of sending an angry, threatening comment to a developer, remember that you exist in the real world too, and that you don't need to be such a pathetic gremlin. Get off the internet.
Based by
critique is where we will leave our line. Vitriol is not. So yeah, let's be better. I certainly hope this comes across as something that is more professional and as something that has less of a tone of vitriol than the last video I made back at the beginning of Lightfall. So yeah, all of that being said, I will continue covering Destiny's lore from this season. There's a lot to talk about. First and foremost, we will probably talk about what we've learned from the Veil, especially considering that there are, of course, new things going on in the lore with the Veil questline that is also progressing. And of course, after all that's said and done, we need to talk about the other things I mentioned. The Witness and its people, their history, the truth and realities behind the unveiling lore, and what bits and pieces that we've learned are accurate, and everything to do with, well, the communications of the Traveler and what it knows, and perhaps a little bit more about its intent, something which is made even more clear now that we know what Asa has told us. There's a lot to unpack from this, and I look forward to doing that. But today's video needs to be about honest feedback, and to sit there and say that, hey, you sold us the car, and the wheels arrived 4 months late. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
That's a good video. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's basically like, these are all the thoughts that everybody has had about today. It's like, wow, this is super cool, and it's like relevant to the story, and it's telling us things that we've wanted to know for a really long time. And it's the underpinning feeling of this should have been in the game like 5 months ago when the expansion came out. But yeah, I think everybody is basically at that point in terms of their feeling on the video game. So I guess I'll answer the question that I posed in the title and the thumbnail. Did they fix the story? Not entirely. Did they, however, fix it in terms of telling us what they should have told us 5 months ago? Yeah, I guess they did. Although the Veil stuff isn't completely done yet, so I guess that will actually be answered when that quest line finishes. It's so weird that the Veil quest line is not actually like a quest in your inventory, because I want to see how many steps there are left. But you can't, because it's just dialogue at a terminal, which is fine, but I guess it's better to do that than make people play the game to get like 30 seconds of dialogue, but every week. See, what do I want to do now? I guess we could play more Destiny. I'm not really in the mood to play anything else. I was thinking about playing Street Fighter, but I was like, I don't feel like physically sweating, so I'm not going to do that. But yes, I think in a vacuum, this story revelation is super cool and like exciting, but obviously in context of the rest of the game and how it's been for the past few months, it's like, yeah, maybe you could have eased like the community a little bit by including this in the actual expansion campaign, but you know, Bungie is doing Bungie things. Meanwhile, while they increase monetization in the game and also neglect PvP and Gambit more than it already has been, while also working on another game that they're going to release in the background. But yeah. Hopefully this is the start of Bungie getting their shit together, although I sincerely doubt that, considering that, like I said, this is one aspect of the game that is slowly starting to get its act together. And there are still many other parts of the game that are not. Have that. Do I really want to fish? What am I doing? This is not where I wanted to be. This is where I wanted to be. So I don't have to do that. I think next week is actually when this ends. This is just fishing, right? expires on a weekly reset. Oh, is there a quest, a weekly fishing quest? That's funny. This is the Lost Sector. It's for chest armor. Wow. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Where are my quests at? Centrifuge. See, part of me wants to play because I want to like level this up, but I mean, I have 60 days left. I have 2 months left to do this. So maybe I will actually play something else. Yeah, let me go actually go do this. Go over here. Close that. I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna play, but I'll find out in a little bit. What I'm what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go shower really quick, cause I'm been a gremlin all weekend, so I want to fucking clean myself. So I will be back in like 15 minutes. Hopefully, we'll see. I'll try to make it quick, but yeah, I will be right back. Actually, you know, I'm back right now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the stream so that this is like isolated as a Destiny like video. So then if anybody watches this, there's not like 4 hours of game that is not Destiny or talking about the stuff that happened this week. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to go take a shower and then I will be right back and I'll probably play something else. I don't know what I'm going to play, but yeah, I will be back in like 15-20 minutes. We'll see. It might be a bit longer than that, but yeah. Goodbye. I'll be back in like a half hour or something.